Ballislife legend Quincy Miller was one of my favorite players of the 2010s high school mixtapes era. He had crazy handles for his height, the swagger, the trash talk, the basketball IQ, and a smooth, quick jump shot to go with it. ESPN ranked him 7th in a packed high school recruiting class, and he ended up a one-and-done at Baylor before being drafted by Denver in the second round. The thing is, beyond the flash, he didn't really have the explosiveness to get to the rim. Maybe scouts thought that would come with putting on muscle, but it never really came together. When faced with players that could match his size and length, he struggled to create a shot for himself consistently. He ended up bouncing around between NBA benches in the D-League until he took his talents overseas, playing in 7 different countries. Our priority will be to build leg strength and athleticism for an efficient and longer first step towards the rim, or step backs and side steps to create space. I don't expect he'll ever jump out the gym, but he already has handles, promising shooting mechanics, and good finishing skills. So if we do everything right, I think a reachable ceiling might be a post-broken leg Paul George, or maybe even a Chris Middleton. In real life, he gets waived by the Nuggets in the fall of 2014, but this is why I pick things up. He's picked up by Atlanta, who I think is a perfect fit. They're a few years past the Joe Johnson, Josh Smith era, and aren't super impressive on paper, but they turned out to be a great team in real life, with Al Horford, Paul Millsap, Jeff Teague, and Kyle Korver. The only thing missing is a quality small forward. They're starting Damari Carroll for now, but they think Quincy Miller could be their 3 guy of the future. His overall is only 68 at this point, and he only sees the court a couple minutes all year. And it's not like he can't give anyone buckets in practice, but it seems like coach doesn't trust his maturity and decision making yet, which is frustrating, but we'll see what next year brings. We end up finishing 8th in the West, but we're easy work for the Cavs in round 1. Season 2015-2016, his overall is now 72, and our team went from good to awful pretty fast, losing Paul Millsap and Damari Carroll in the free agency. But that's less pressure and more playing time for Quincy. Coach is forced to trust him, and by midseason, his high IQ and vision made it easy to have the offense start through him in the high post from time to time. Also, he removed the leg sleeves and changed his sneakers to dark blue Nike Foamposites. He has the best year of his young career and first one without injuries, averaging 8.2 points, 3 rebounds, 0.4 assists, 0.4 blocks, and 46% from the floor. We want to increase the assists for sure, but that's a good start. Unfortunately, we don't make the playoffs. Season 2016-2017, it seems like the Hawks really see the potential because they re-signed him for 5 years, $60 million, which is massive. Nike made him custom Foamposite Pros for the occasion. His overall exploded to a 78 now. He's grown into his body and he's getting very explosive off the dribble. I changed his pull-up, hop jumper, and spin jumper animations to reflect that. He ends up averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 0.6 assists, 0.5 blocks, shooting 47% field goal. I expected a bigger jump in his numbers, but he's just 24 still, so it's all good. Now that I feel good about his athleticism as a solid base, I'll make his training more focused on strength and passing. Unfortunately, he fractures his leg at the end of the season, and Atlanta isn't even close to playoff contention. Season 2017-2018, his overall is now 81, and I changed his shooting base so it's a bit less static. He's really finding his groove now and calling his own number. His stats are still on a slow rise as he averages 12 points, 4 rebounds, almost no assists, 0.5 blocks, and shoots now 52% from the floor, which is impressive. The assists aren't coming together, but that's partly because his team requires him to do more scoring right now. They already have a bunch of passers. We missed the playoffs again, but we've been getting a lot of high draft picks over the last few years, so this team should get good soon. At the start of season 2018-2019, his overall is 83, and the league knows him now, and he's getting more attention from defenders. He averages about the same as last year, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 0.3 assists, 0.4 blocks, and shoots 48%. I'm not sure how to explain the lack of production other than his teammates getting better as well and getting a lot of touches. He's gotten a few knee injuries as well, so maybe that contributes. We end up missing the playoffs, but hopefully for the last time. Season 2019-2020, his overall is 84, and he has his best season so far, but is still not up to what I expected at this point in his career with the potential he had. He averages 13 points, 4 rebounds, 0.3 assists, 0.9 steals, and shoots 48% from the floor. The team is coming together and we finished 7th in the East, but we're just no match for the second seed Celtics. Season 2020-2021, he's now 27 years old, and his overall dropped to an 82, so it seems like Quincy might have plateaued. He averages 13 points, 3.5 rebounds, 0.8 steals, and shoots 53% from the floor. He's on the last year of his contract also, so keep that in mind. Honestly, his time in Atlanta will have been disappointing given the salary and expectations that came with it. He fractures his leg once again midway through the season and just wouldn't come back in time for the playoffs. The team makes the playoffs, but with a bunch of important pieces missing, we end up losing to the Raptors in 6. Season 2021-2022. So the Hawks signed Quincy for one more year, but for a salary of $6 million, which is a lot less than what he was doing, but he knows his current value and has to take it. His overall is now 80, and he averages 11 points, 2.6 rebounds, 0.4 assists, 0.6 steals, on 47% from the floor, in decreasing minutes. We end up with the 3rd seed, and we convincingly beat the Bucks in the first round, and then we grind to a 7-game series win against LeBron and the 2nd seed Cavaliers. But in the conference finals, Boston makes easy work of the Hawks in 5 games as they go on to win the championship. Next season, he re-signs for 4 years with the Hawks, but he's coming off the bench at this point and fractures his leg again in the first month of the season. So I'll end things now. He's declining fast, and there are only so many significant leg injuries someone can endure while still being productive. He didn't reach the level I expected, never making an all-star team, but he was a reliable scoring forward who started for almost a decade for Atlanta. Unfortunately, he looked more like a Trevor Ariza or a Taurean Prince than a Paul George in the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for the next ones, and as always, comment who you'd want to see next. Peace.